So if you are in any of the AeroGarden Facebook groups with me, you have seen a couple of comments where I've posted a photo of my new setup here in the basement. Sorry, let me get a good view. I just wanted to introduce the rest of you to it. You probably remember my old setup, and I chose to move to the basement for two main reasons. Number one, the old setup, my AeroGardens were right next to the back patio door. So I was concerned that that was why I had such a problem with aphids and whiteflies, because they had easy access to my stuff coming right in that door with me when I was going in and out to the outdoor garden. Number two, there's actually three reasons. Let me say that. Number two, I wanted to expand, obviously. And number three was it's nice to kind of have that area back to just being a family room without all the bright lights on all day. It didn't bother me too much. However, now that that's gone, I've put a couple of houseplants in its place and it looks really nice. So let me just first address the question I always get, which is, where did I get my racks? Okay, two rolling racks over here, two rolling racks over here, 36 inches wide. I forget the height, 5 feet looks like. Those came from Sam's Club, $39.99 each. I ordered them online. The first time I ordered online, they delivered them for free. The second time I ordered online, they would have wanted like $15 or so for delivery. So I did a store pickup at a Sam's a little further away. The one tall shelf there came from Walmart, no wheels. Actually, I bought two of these to go into my greenhouse. One is still in the greenhouse. Then I decided I didn't want the other in there, and it's set in the box, so I was able to repurpose it for this. The shorter shelves here all came from IKEA, and these three are what made up my upstairs rack. These are the Omar line of shelves from IKEA. And actually all of the liners that you see on these shelves are from IKEA. Those are the Omar liners. Those are $5 each. Oh, so the Omar shelves are really, really reasonable. I think these two are $24 each, $24.98. And then the smaller one is an 18-inch wide one. I can't remember how much that one was, but I will double check those prices. Now the liners are made for the Omar shelves, obviously. So they fit those perfectly. They don't fit my Sam's, even though they're same size. They don't quite fit as perfect because of the way this is made. However, they do fit the Walmart shelves very well, because these are apparently just a tad bit wider. So let's talk about, and my desk. This is a Flexi Spot desk that I just got for review, and I love it. This is perfect for this space. I actually ordered the casters separately from them because I decided I wanted to be able to roll it out of the way if need be. But watch this. This is what's so cool about this desk. So if I decide I want to stand up and work on plants or even shoot a video this level, I can do that. Isn't that cool? And actually it goes a lot higher than that too. I tested it yesterday. So I put in my memory setting for standing, and I put in my memory setting here for sitting. So it goes back down all by itself. I just love that. It's very convenient. Okay, so the baskets, my storage baskets all around the bottom, all of those came from Walmart. First I only had like a couple, then I filled the racks back there, and I ordered more when I moved. Obviously, you see a lot of AeroGardens, AeroGarden Harvest, old AeroGarden Elite Classics. Then we have AeroGarden Elite Classic, AeroGarden Elite, Harvest Elite, Harvest Elite 360, Harvest Elite Slim, a couple more Harvest Elites, Harvest Elite 360. I have two sprouts over here. Then we have my Root Farm grow lights, one there, one here. This is the Homend hydroponic box from Amazon. I'll put a link to that. I'm going to fill that up today or tomorrow. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the little tiny bok choys or what in there yet. There's my Bounty Basic, a Bounty Elite, Farm 24 XL, another Bounty Elite. This is one of my botaniums. The other one's up here, still waiting to be filled again. This is a Vivo Sun Heat Mat Optic LED grow lights. I got the Optic LED grow lights for review, and let me tell you, they are fantastic. I used them in the spring for seed starting, and now I'm using them here. And one of the things that's so great is you can change the power. So there's off, let's see, that's 50%, 75%, 100%. It gets pretty bright. So depending on what you're growing or how far away your stuff is, you can turn it up. What else? I have my Trican unit that I got for review. If you haven't seen my YouTube setup on that, I'll list it below. And I just put Milkbok choy in here 3 days ago, and already several of them are germinating. I could not find the rest of my covers, so I just put these AeroGarden ones on top. So far, they have all germinated with the exception of one, and that's because when I was checking on these yesterday, I realized I somehow missed putting the seed in that pot. So I just put the seed in this pot yesterday, so that one's 2 days behind the others. Over here, we have the Strawberry Runner experiment in my iDo, which I don't really know how it's going. I mean, they look pitiful, but if any of them are going to root, it would take about a week or so, and it's only been maybe 4 days. I can't remember exactly. A lot of this stuff is new, so I don't have any big plants to show yet, but we have this one full of lettuces. These were AeroGarden pods. Down here we have cuttings from the outdoor garden. It's a bunch of thyme and a rosemary. This rosemary might not make it. That does not have any roots. I just stuck it in there to see if it will root. I did successfully root some other. It's over here, and that's doing fine. And then we have some basil, sage, and some more thyme that I rooted from outside. These here, there, and over there are my AeroGarden heirloom cherry tomatoes that I went outside one day. I had one of these plants growing in a hanging planter. One of the tomatoes had fallen off after splitting from rain. The seeds germinated inside the tomato, and the little babies were sticking out. So I saved them, brought them in the house. There was actually like 12, I think, that sprouted from that one tomato. I saved 6 of them. There's 3 in there, 2 in there, and 1 over there. This 3 might get a little crowded, but we will see. But they look fantastic. It says day 28 because that's when I put the little tiny seedlings in here. But it's probably been more like 31 days or so. And here we have the first flower that's getting ready to make an appearance. This is herbs, AeroGarden kits. Dill, Genovese basil, thyme, Thai basil. That's my little baby that I'm hoping eats bugs if they show up. Down here, this could be the failed Petunia Experiment. My petunias were mostly dead, but I saw a little bit of green still on there when I was out in the garden a few days ago. So I took little tiny cuttings. This middle one, yeah, that's done for. Let's just get rid of that right now. But the back one and the front one still have green and life. So something might actually happen. If not, no big deal, because it was just an experiment. And if that doesn't work, I might put some little micro-dwarf tomatoes in that sprout. Over here we have red tatsoi and regular tatsoi. The red is already making an appearance. Look at that. The regular might be, but I can't see down in there. Oh, I do see a teeny tiny little sprout, bit of green in there. My beans. It says 6 days on here. So what this actually is I started the beans in wet paper towels over here on the 7th and the 8th. Some of them sprouted, and as they sprouted, I moved them out. I think there's another one sprouted in here. Let's take a look. I'm gonna pause and open this bag. Okay, no, it did not sprout, but it did go mushy. Yuck. So I'm gonna throw this one away. This one I just added yesterday as a backup in case this one didn't make it, and it definitely did not make it. So I'll put this one back. That's the amethyst bush bean. Then we got mascot bush beans. I just put 2 more in here so I can fill that whole bounty with beans. Over here we have one of my baby leaf spinach experiments. These seeds I let soak for 2 days, and then I moved them to here. I didn't feel like going upstairs to get a towel to cover this for warmth or darkness, so I just put my glove over it. This is kind of the rooting area. Here we have several pepper cuttings. They started out as lemon drop. There was a couple of ghosts, fish pepper, and I think that was it. A lot of them looked pitiful, didn't make it. The fish peppers were really the only ones holding on, and I was just about ready to give up on this whole thing, and then I saw this. Look at that, beautiful roots in this one. So even if I get just that one, I'll be happy. The others I moved from that unit because I wanted to use it. Put a little Clonex on them and added them back in here, and we will see what happens. Over here, oh, look at that. That ran out of water, so that's okay. A lot of these cuttings were like extra in case some didn't make it, and some did make it. So this one is tarragon, and I can see some roots in there. Look at that. Strange place for the roots, but there's roots. Some more sage. This is a really nice piece, so hopefully this one will make it, and that should be plenty of sage. These 2 I will get rid of. And over here, 2 more strawberry experiments. The I do looks really pitiful. This one is Kratky, and it's been the same number of days. I'll have to check and put that on the screen. I don't want to pull it out to see if there are roots, but there might be. This was added 1 to 2 days after the others because plain water, can't beat that, and I can see exactly what's going on, so we will see what happens there. Then we have various peppers. Lemon spice jalapeno, one of my favorites. This is a 1-gallon bucket. This is a KSLS, King Star Lemon Starburst. That is also one, but the 1-gallon buckets are up here now, so they can be nice and close to this light to get a good start. But once they get big enough, they will be moved down there. These are my habanero plants that I moved from outside. They were outside in a grow bag in soil, and when it was time to break down the garden, they were so full of peppers, I didn't just want to let them go. So I temporarily moved them to the greenhouse to kind of acclimate to a different temp. And then I brought them inside after washing them off and changing them over to Kratky. There's a video on that, which I'll link to. They had a rough adjustment. As you can see, a lot of leaves are gone. However, you also see a lot of beautiful new leaves coming up. And peppers are very resilient. New leaves, new leaves, new leaves. So they're making a strong comeback. And I may just trim off some more of this dead material here so the plant doesn't waste energy. There's a couple of pieces there that I could trim off, bring it down just a little, but they are doing well. So that's going to be all 1-gallon buckets down there for the most part. I have 6 of those buckets. I got them from Amazon. I'll put a link. And you want to use black when you do Kratky because it keeps the light out and you don't have to worry about algae. So that's just the black buckets, 3-inch net cups, and clay pebbles. That's it. And then over here we have tomatoes. I love my tomatoes. I am going to be so excited to have a variety of tomatoes in the house in winter. So this is a baby micro from Renaissance Farms that has made an appearance. Here is an orange hat seed. I can't remember which one I opened and put in here, but I can't tell if it's germinating yet or not. I might have to drop another seed in case that one does not make it. I really want orange hat. Over here, cilantro. A lot of people say that they have trouble with cilantro. So the only thing I did with these seeds, and these are slow bolt, this is the slow bolt cilantro variety from Baker Creek. And these are actually seeds that I saved for my cilantro outside when it bolted. So all I did here was crack the seeds a little bit. I smashed them down with like the edge of my scissors or whatever. And then I put them in the pods. And as you can see, all 3 of them have sprouted. You can barely see it in there, but I see the little sprout. So yeah, I want to have lots of cilantro through the winter. Hopefully that will help. Up here we have mostly arugula. We have 4 different varieties of arugula: rocket, red streaked, wasabi, and slow boat. And then we have some beni hoshi, I might be saying that wrong, bazuna, and some mitsuma, which is basically Japanese parsley. What else? Oh, I already forgot this baby. And this one. This is larger leafy greens. So we have some Tokyo Bacana mustard, yellow heart winter choy, and purple ladybok choy. So I put only 3 in there so they can spread out and get some nice size on them. Then in my farm, this side is still pretty much empty, and there's no covers yet, but there's no nutrients in here yet either. This is white celery that I brought in from outside. The adjustment period was bad. All of the outer leaves, it was only like this tall. It was outside, got shaded by a pepper plant, didn't make it, so I brought it in. When it flapped over, I cut off all of those outside stalks when I noticed that it's growing pretty new stuff from the inside. So we will see how that does. This bait alpha cucumber, I noticed a little tiny tail on that seed, so I went ahead and put it in there after initially having it here in a baggie for days. So when and if this grows up, and I hope it does, it's going to go up. I'll put a couple of trellises here, and then if necessary it can go this way and across this shelf. Then we have the other heirloom cherry tomato. That's number 6. These are my Serendipity Dwarf tomatoes. This is going to be the 3rd generation of these tomatoes. They started here in my farm in the spring. The plant was huge. It was big. It was beautiful. I got a good yield from it. I took several cuttings from it, and 2 of them ended up outside, and those 2 did pretty good. I took cuttings from one of those 2, and that's what you're looking at here. And this was like the final attempt like number 3 or 4 of trying to get this to root again, because I don't know, because maybe the plant was older and it was late in the season and it wasn't doing so great. But finally, the last stitch attempts worked, or I was just going to give up. So I have this one. Beautiful roots. The top still not looking so great, but I see new life there. This one, as you can see, the top looks good. All this here is new growth that just popped up in the past few days. Beautiful new roots there. And this one was like the backup of the backup that was over there. It has roots. You can't see them, but there's a couple little roots in there. And that one I stuck in here just in case that one does not make it. Maybe that one will. But if not, if I only have one, that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to have, since the cucumber is going to go that way, I'm going to have space over here for something. I'm just not sure what I want to put there yet. I will figure that out. And I think this is the only one I didn't get to yet. Magenta Swiss chard, yellow Swiss chard, and Napa cabbage. So what's left to do? Fill this with something, open and review my other I-Do system and fill it with something, fill this one with something, which is going to be spinach when that spinach works out, because it will. Yes, it will. And then we have my Sunheat system that I need to review and fill with something. And I actually have 2 more systems on the way that I will be reviewing, but I will keep those details to myself for now. So I am happy with this space. I mean, obviously, look, that's my canning stuff back there. This is obviously an unfinished basement. As you can see, the rest of it's full of junk. Behind that wall is my husband's music studio. But we decided to make do with what we can until we can work on getting it finished, which might be a next summer project. We will see. But stay tuned. Please subscribe so you can keep up with what's growing in my indoor garden. There'll be lots of tips and tricks and how-tos and lots of pretty plants. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.